So today we're going to talk about the Crusades. Has anyone ever heard of the Crusades before? No? Yes? You have? What have you heard about the Crusades? Hold on 1 second. Let him know. Okay, we're not going to go through our notes. You go.
The Crusades were a series of military attacks to push the Muslims out of the country.
That's close. It was a series of wars because it was a quest for a holy land. Anyone know what the Holy Land is? You in the back. Jerusalem. Why is Jerusalem the Holy Land?
That's where Jesus came from.
Right. Okay. So we're going to go through this PowerPoint, and I want you to take as many notes as you possibly can get down because we're going to do an activity afterwards, and you're going to need these notes. Okay, so let's start with this slide. It says the Crusades, a long series of wars between Christians and Muslims. They fought over control of Jerusalem, which was called the Holy Land, because it was where it is believed Jesus lived and died. So for Christians, it was really important for them. Why?
It's where their God lived.
Right, it's where Jesus lived, he died. And for Christians, Jesus is very important. Okay, the causes of the Crusade. Muslim Turks captured Jerusalem from the Byzantine Empire. Muslims stopped Christians from visiting Holy Land. The Christians were attacked, and Byzantine Empire feared attack on Constantinople. So, have you guys gone over the Byzantine Empire a little bit? Talked about it a little bit? Okay.
Or just to kind of, but when we talked about, remember how we said the Roman Empire got so big that they split it in two, and there was the West and the East. Well, and then we mentioned how the West falls, and that begins the Middle Ages. Well, in the East, the Byzantine Empire, that's what the Eastern Roman Empire became known as, and it continued on, even though in the West they had fallen.
So, we'll go to the next one. Okay, so when the Byzantine Empire became afraid of being attacked, they called for help from Pope Urban II. So Pope Urban II had this thing called the Call to Arms. Does anyone know kind of an idea what that might mean? Go.
It's when he kind of like orders people to take up weapons and fight, or kind of like commands the army to go engage in battle.
Well, that's sort of what it is. Well, you're on the right track. It's not really a demand. He's asking actually for people to come and help fight. So you're on the right track. It's more like a call for help. So Pope Urban II called for the defeat of the Turks, returning the Holy Land to the Christians. So he needed to recruit an army so he could take the Christians over to the Muslims and fight them to get their Holy Land back. Does that make sense? Okay. So who answered the call? I saw you guys talk about these people a while ago, right? Feudal lords, knights, and peasants. Do all these words look familiar to you? Okay, so these are the people who answered the call. And they went to war to fight for the Holy Land. So, the First Crusade. This happened between 1096 and 1099. And there was mostly peasants and knights who fought in the First Crusade. The peasant army was very untrained. They lacked military equipment, and many killed by Muslim Turks. So the peasant army, obviously, they helped, but they weren't that great of fighters. So they didn't help as much as the knights did in the war, because the knights succeeded in capturing Jerusalem. Why do you think the knights succeeded in the peasant army didn't?